All right, and we're live. Welcome back to another episode of the Leading Well podcast series. I'm your host, Christian Brown, and I'm excited for this episode. Today, I'm welcomed by Miss Jen, who is a senior analyst at Comcast and also one of the leaders of one of the largest ERGs at Comcast. So today we'll get into well-being, talk about ERGs, but ultimately talk about the topic of what this podcast is all about, which is developing workplaces that feel good and work better. So how are you today?
I am well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Can't wait till we get to talk about a few different things here.
I know. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. But first, why don't you just why don't we open up by giving the audience a insight into you, your career, how you got to where you are today. Long story short.
Long story short, I'm gonna keep it brief.
Yeah.
So I've been with Comcast for about 14 years now. I am a senior data billing system analyst. About me, I love community. So that's what led me to be a part of YPN, which is Young Professional Network for Central Vision here at Comcast.
Nice. So let's dive deeper into that. So you do lead YPN, which is one of the largest ERGs at Comcast,
Yes.
right? So when you think about workplaces that feel good, what does that phrase mean to you?
Ooh, feel good in the workplace.
Yeah.
You got me in that way. Doing surveys, what feels good to a lot of our employees and a lot of our members is being able to connect with other people genuinely and network in that space. Not only networking, but actually having a genuine connection. So feeling good is just having the ability to have access to people that we probably wouldn't have on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's good. And when you do these surveys, you get this type of feedback. Is there a direct correlation between those who say they feel, let's say, safe with their coworkers? Is there a correlation between safety and productivity, or just how well they do or engage?
That's a good one. I don't think I've uniquely addresses that particular topic. It's more of how the ERG can impact them and their workplace and make them a better employee and a better person. So first, be a better person and then employee.
Yeah, that's good. That's if they're better people, automatically.
Correct. It trickles down.
It trickles down. They show up better, show up in a better mood, which affects everyone around them. So let's kind of dive deep into ERGs. What does that ERG stand for, and then what's the purpose of the ERG within the company?
So YPN is Young Professional Network, and we are the third largest ERG within Comcast as a whole. And we focus on professional development within the enterprise itself.
Okay. Yeah, and so what other ERGs are there that you're a part of or that are at?
There's a total of 9 ERGs at Comcast. And I am a part of all 9. So Comcast does focus on tapping into every aspect of the company and employees that we have. So we mainly focus on our ERG, started off with culture, and then it led into different groups that are impacted or majority of people within the company itself.
That's good. And so you're part of all of them.
All of them.
Yeah. So you personally, what do you get as a part of being a part of those ERGs? How do they help you?
Prior to being a lead, a ERG helped me connect with people that I never talked to. And I'm a, as they call a serial hopper within my organization, within careers or positions. So it allowed me to get to know people a little better outside of what I am passionate about or what I care for. So that's one of the reasons why I joined a ERG. And then becoming a leader of Young Professional Network. And when people hear young, they're like, I have to be a certain age. And that's not it at all. You could be young at heart. You could be young within that career, young within that position, or just overall, and not young and age wise. For me, I'm like, how can I build a bridge for a gap between, hey, what do I get and how do I have time to do the things that I want, or even discover or navigate through a different career. Maybe I love what I do, but then I see someone else doing something else and I'm just interested in what they are doing. And the ERG provides a different outlook and insight of what other people do within the company.
This was good. And do you feel like being a part of ERG has helped your overall well-being at work?
Yes, especially with COVID. First, when COVID was announced and everyone, it was like the total shutdown.
Yeah.
It allowed us to still have that human connection, even though we couldn't be in person. Prior to, just everyone mainly going virtual, it was more in-person activities, and then it went totally to virtual. It allowed us to still have that connection and talk to people, and then just reorganizations as well.
Yeah.
Get to know people that you didn't know before. We're like, oh, I met you before, and it's because of an event that allow us to meet each other.
Yeah, that's super cool. I came up with these 5 pillars of well-being.
Okay.
And the first one is awareness. First being aware that, hey, I'm a human and I should be proud of my humanity at work, right? And the second one is alignment. And alignment focuses on making sure that your personal values are aligned with your professional values. And after there's alignment, there's then agency. And agency means that you have the freedom to make decisions, the freedom to feel like you can move around, and talk to different people, maybe take ownership over different projects or even enter leadership roles. And then after agency comes belonging, right? After that freedom, you feel, okay, I actually belong with this organization. This feels purposeful to me. And then after belonging is sustainability. So making sure that you sustain yourself within the organization. So after thinking about those 5, like I'm thinking about some of them as you were speaking. One is just belonging, having a place, if it's an ERG or just whatever community that you have within your organization, just feeling like, hey, I can show up here, I can meet people, and they think the same as me, or I'm also learning more about myself through these different roles that I maybe knew or didn't know existed.
It's true.
Yeah. So out of those 5 pillars, which one do you think speaks to you in what you do mostly?
I would say awareness and belonging as well. I want to kind of sneak in sustainability as well as a third one. With YPN, one of the main goals of becoming a lead is bringing more awareness of what we have available in the company and resources. Being such a large company, people sometimes feel lost or like, oh, we didn't know we had that kind of thing. So bringing more awareness of things that are at no cost or at a very discounted price for personal development, mental wellness, physical wellness, and professional development.
That's good. And within a larger organization, how much time is attributed to the ERG stuff? Like how often are you able to say, okay, I'm going to join this class or go to this event?
As an ERG, we try to foster this within the organization and allow all employees the ability to join events 4 to 8 hours a month outside of their everyday responsibilities.
That's awesome. And then within those 48, how does that look usually? Is it usually just events? Is it meetings? What type of activities do you guys do within them?
It's a mixture. It could be in person, it could be virtual, it could be just time off the phone or away from your daily responsibilities for employees as a whole. So this could be a mixture of different things. So however you want to use those 4 hours in the ERG event. And it's not just ERGs. We have so many different wellness mentally and physically that people can participate in as well.
Nice. That's awesome.
In a in-person and virtual aspect.
Man, I love that. And so for your ERG, specifically YPN, you talked to me about there's a, I think you call it reverse mentorship.
Yes.
What do you call it? Yes. Share a little about that.
That's my little baby right there.
I love it.
So when I became I started in professional development lead for YPN, and they was like, what do you want to do? I was like, let's do a mentorship program. I know the importance and the value that it had in my life and how I was able to move around or get to know people because of my mentorship program that I participated in. So they was like, and I said, let's put a twist on it. Let's do a reverse. And they were like, what do you mean? And then I found some documents and stuff on it, and I presented it to the board and our senior leadership, and they were on board. And the one part of the mentorship program that I love is the fact that we try to cater to a lot of employees that don't have access to senior leadership.
Mm.
So in my particular role, it's very easy for me to talk to the SVP and the CFO. It's what based on the role. But for a frontline employee, and what I mean by frontline, it could be someone in a store, it can be someone going door to door or over the phone.
Yeah.
They don't have that ability to meet someone like I would meet them in the elevator because of my location, or the ability to actually travel to Philly, which is headquarters or our mini corporate office here in Atlanta. So that's probably the other reason I said let's put a twist on it. Sometimes I felt like, yeah, we put a lot of things like products or services and surveys out at senior leaders or just owners of companies, and they're a little disconnected of what's actually happened. Does this really work?
Interesting.
Yeah, you implement something, and yes, we're doing it as employees. They're just doing the task, but are they really getting the value? Are you really getting the right data? Is it just okay, you provide something, we're doing it, or is it correct data on, hey, is this effective? So being frontline, they're able to provide their insight, like, hey, this was implemented, but it don't work, and that opened up more conversations and changes.
Yeah, so it works. Your idea
Right.
working, and it's still working.
Yes, so 3 years in now.
Oh wow.
So yes.
I love that so much. And even with that, the res mentorship. How would you describe the impact on, I guess, both sides of it, from like higher level to even frontline? Like, what do you see?
As mentioned, I feel like it's helped decisions for CEOs and decision makers be able to actually change their approach on different things. And now they're like, okay, let's see if there's something that would work. They're more pilots versus like we're just rolling this out. It was a great idea. We put all this work into it and all this money into it. This one. Now it's more thought like, hey, let's do a pilot first and see how it works before we completely roll this out. So that, and then it allows people to have a voice. The individual contributors to the company, they now feel like they truly have a voice. Hey, I said this to this VP. Now look at this change that took place. So
and
that was empowering.
Yeah, that goes back to that agency part of it. Feeling like you have that
Yes,
that freedom, and once you have that, then you're right, the belonging.
Correct.
Which really helps. Yeah, that's good. So before we started rolling, you spoke about, even when we first started, you talked about community, and how community is one of your passions.
Yes.
Why is that? Why are you passionate about community, and what does community mean to you?
Being a part of an ERG helped me still feel like I was connected to people. And I felt like that was because of the community that we had. We had things that we related on and been able to have conversations on. And I believe in the old saying, it takes a village. And having that community and having people around you that think the same, like the same things, or can bring you different perspective on different topics is very important. It helps with growth personally and mentally.
That's good. And then speaking of community too, the community that we are in right now, just the Atlanta community, one that inspired you, which we're at their headquarters right now.
Yes.
It's a community that inspired you, invest heavily in. And then also a community that Comcast itself invests a lot in, with even investing in this renovation that we're just enjoying right now. So what do you think? How do you think the relationship between large corporations and local communities, how do you think that relationship has an impact on all of us?
Just on a personal level, before I even get professional, well, I could do professional. Professionally, working for such a great company, community has always been a pillar, because without our community, we wouldn't be in existence. We provide services and products that is needed. And being able to do that is very important part of the organization. And yes, we are at Inspiredu, where they help build a digital divide in the community and support with digital literacy, provide things that we take for granted. The average person may take for granted. Like, I have 2 cell phones, I have laptops and different electronics, and a lot of people don't have that. And it's where, hey, how can we get those resources to everyone? And being able to partner with a company like Inspiredu has tremendously helped our community within Atlanta and outside of Atlanta. It's not just here in Atlanta. We have multiple lift zones within our organization as a whole.
Yeah, and how does that make you feel as a member of the team, knowing that?
I love it. It's one of those feelings like I see someone with a laptop or I see them with a shirt with the knowing that they participate. And I was like, I just helped someone become something they never thought was possible. Now they have the resources. I'm like, that kid, I've been up in a few classes in here, and I'm like, man, that child was going to be something. They might be my next president. Because I'm not, but they just, and I'm like, I just help make that impact in someone's life. And I'm like, I remember me not having a lot. Oh, my laptop just breaking.
Yeah.
My personal laptop, and I had to go to my work laptop. I'm like, here we go. I got to go sign off on some documents. But it's like having that ability to have the resources. It was important to me, and I had that backup. And before I even thought of using my work computer to find out or read an email that I needed to read, but that is just staying connected, providing him resources on doing homework. That's important. I'm like, I remember carrying books. It's like not just one or two. It was like 5 books, a book for each class. And now everything is so compact and virtual or in a digital space. And having them to have that ability was important. I remember the conversations within our organization when COVID first happened. Like, we are shipping out laptops or working with schools to make sure these students have internet to do their homework, because they're going to be left behind. And there's already, some challenges within the educational system because of resources. And I was happy to even know, hey, we help millions and millions of children and families parents stay employed, kids stay educated and informed about what was going on.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And when I think about service and community, I think about the reciprocal effect that it has on just mental well-being, many things, but with mental well-being specifically, like you shared, you seeing someone else receive a resource, they're ecstatic, that makes you feel good, about yourself, but then they're also feeling probably more happy, they're feeling more hopeful, grateful, right? Yes. So it's this collective energy that's able to be built just through community and through service.
I agree.
Right? Yeah, that's so good. And so for you, managing a large network of people, I'm sure it requires a lot of emotional energy from you.
Let me see that question.
Because you probably know what's coming out. What's coming next is like how do you sustain yourself while supporting so many thousands of other people?
I have a great team. It's supporting leaning on my team and understanding their strengths and having a community outside of work. So I can just yell to like, today was just too much, or look what happened. Being open and transparent to change, accepting feedback, good or bad or different. Mental wellness, I think at the end of the day, I always think of this is going to help one person, and that is going to make a ripple effect. And that is like my goal at everything that we do. If I can just touch one person and make one impact, that is not just that person, that is that person's family. And it goes on. And I was like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with crying. I'm okay with staying up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and making sure the flyers and everything are done right. And we have the shirts, we have the food. Oh my God, we didn't order this. And making sure everything is put together for an event. Because I know that sometimes you never know how impactful you are into someone's life that could be in the shadows or just be dealing with something and you don't know. And they have a smile and their whole life is in turmoil. So just being able to impact one person. So that's what keeps me going.
Yeah, I love
my community reckon. Can we go for hot tips?
Right. I think that's so good too, having that community outside of work where you can just not even think about work, right?
Correct.
Just completely disconnect. Yeah, yeah. And so if there was an individual out there now, a young professional looking to progress in their career, um, and also looking to just get involved more, wants to feel seen, wants to feel heard, what advice would you give to them?
If their company, if they work for an organization that offers different employee resource groups, join it. Join all of them. Join all of them, because that's the only way for me that I understood different levels of communication and belonging. And people are like, well, then they don't look like me, but they have something in common with you. One, they're human. One, they have a purpose of why they join, and they want to share their experiences, and learning about other people is the most important thing. It helps you grow. For That's my opinion. So join all the ERG. If you're not in a company that has any ERGs and you're privately owned or self-employed, join organizations or outside of the traditional corporation that allows you to be a member at a low cost or at no cost.
Yeah.
And if you have the opportunity to go to different cleans within the community, outside of Atlanta or in your city, go. If your park is having, your local park is doing something, go.
Yeah.
Even if you're just standing there looking, just go. You just observing people teaches you a lot as well.
Yeah, so you're a huge advocate for networking and for
Human interaction.
human interaction.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
important.
that's so good. Oh, that's I'm the same way. And it's funny, over the last 4 years, I've developed this reputation where people call me Mr. One Connection Away. Because I have
I love that.
I have this quote that says you're always one connection away from your dream.
Yes, I do believe that.
Yeah, so no
That
matter
is
what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, you can meet someone
correct.
who can either get you there, or connect you with someone, right?
Yes,
Who can get you there.
this is true.
So that's good. I love networking as well. And were you always like this? Were you always a people person, always a networker, or was there kind of a transition that you experienced that taught you the importance of human interaction?
I actually had this question asked of me today.
Really? Okay. What'd you
Yes.
say?
I was like, I think I was forced into it.
Mm.
Um, I have a daughter, and she was involved in every sport, like literally every sport. She even played football.
Oh wow.
And I had to get to know the other parents.
Interesting.
So even when she was a little girl doing dance and stuff, so I felt like I was forced into doing something I was already supposed to do. Let's say that. And then she was the tool that made that happen. My parents would always say, you would talk to anybody and everybody. I was always inquisitive. I would always try to figure out the why behind everything instead of just accepting it. That's probably why I got the most discipline of all my siblings. I just was always questioning authority. But um, it my daughter definitely sparked something inside of me that was always there. And then I said, okay, I guess I have to talk to people, because one, I don't want anyone to mistreat anyone else, and that led into the part of me that everyone knows me about, that I'm an advocate for other people,
Yeah, yeah.
for the voiceless. And they were like, you just talk for everyone. You just want to stand up for everything. And I was like, not everything. Injustice of other people and mistreatment of other people, yes, but not everything. So if I had to answer the question again, I probably would say yes. This was a part of me the whole time. I just needed something to push me towards it, and she was beautiful, like pushing forward.
Yeah, that's so good. All right, today's episode is sponsored by dailypeace.ai. Daily Peace is a digital platform that helps people and teams build emotional awareness through reflection, creativity, and personalized insights. If you're a leader, or if you're an emerging leader, you're probably carrying a lot. You're managing the expectations of your team, you're putting out fires, you're managing even family back home. It's a lot. And how often do you actually take a moment to pause and check in with yourself mentally and emotionally? Well, Daily Peace gives you a chance to do exactly that through guided reflection, creative tools, and personalized recommendations. Daily Peace helps you to better understand what you're feeling, and it helps you to take small steps toward clarity, well-being, and greater peace. So visit dailypeace.ai right now to try it out. And as a viewer and listener of this podcast, if you use the code Leading Well when buying Daily Peace Pro, you'll get 7 days for free. So go to dailypeace.ai to try it out and take your moment of peace because you deserve it. Especially as a leader, you deserve it. Dailypeace.ai. All right, back to the episode. And as you were speaking, you talked to, I'm thinking of the word curiosity. And one of my favorite books is How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. And in there, he talks about curiosity and how people enjoy when you're curious, genuinely curious about them. And that's such a great way to enter into a conversation with a stranger, is having a genuine curiosity. Like, hey, where are you from? What do you do? What do you enjoy? What are you passionate about? That's probably one of my biggest networking tips. It's like, hey, whenever you're going into a place, enter into it with curiosity, genuine curiosity.
I agree with that. I'm familiar with the book. I haven't read the book, but I'm definitely familiar with it. So yesterday, I actually went to a networking event, and one of the questions, one of the things they said to do was meet 2 people you haven't met before. And I'm in the room with almost like 70% people I know, because we're in the same industry. That's why. Or I've met before. Let's say that I might not personally know them, but met before. So I went up to someone I've never met before, and I don't even know, but it was okay. And just having a conversation, and she was like, I genuinely love your energy. And the question was not what do you do, what brought you here.
So good.
And because it's okay to say what do you do, but being more authentic instead of I feel like it could be scripted at times. Finding what works for you. Yeah. And that works for me. What brought you here? Like, outside of the building was my office, but it's like, okay, what brought you here? Like, to this event? How did you hear about it? And it just sparked a whole conversation. And we end up finding out that we know each other on LinkedIn. Well, common friends, and then we became friends and we connected. And they invited me to a podcast.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So it was like, it was amazing just to have that conversation with her. So if I have to say anything about networking, you could talk to anybody, say you're great at networking. I said, no, I'm not great at networking at all, because I don't feel I have that genuine connection that I am looking for. So yes, I connect with people because I'm willing to talk to other people, but I'm looking for a connection, and that's important to me. And so I just changed the language on how to connect to people and just being comfortable with that. And I tell my daughter, because she's 23, since you want to be a pilot and you're a flight attendant, ask people, why did they think about being a flight attendant? And even if someone on the flight, why did you choose this airline? Especially someone in first class, because they're going to want to talk to you. You're right there, and it's a smaller space. Yeah. And I was like, just ask them, why did they choose the airline? And if they tell you the price, say, yeah, we can we get the best price. Meet with them with that and joke and laugh, and people start opening up because it's something relatable. Don't have something so far-fetched that it doesn't even fit the conversation. So kind of like read the room. If you're in a sporting event, is this your team? I see you on with another jersey, or I see you with a throwback jersey. Like, was that gifted to you, or have you ever met this player? Stuff like that that's relatable will help you connect with other people.
Yeah, that's good. And I like to see it as practice almost, because if you're not just a naturally a people person, it might not feel natural for you to go up and talk to a stranger, right? But the more you do it, the easier it'll get. I met someone at a networking event, and she said that she started going to networking events as a form of exposure therapy because she had social anxiety. And so she would just find random events on Eventbrite and force herself to do that. And I was like, wow, that's very brave.
Let me write that one down. People are like, you can do that. I was like,
exposure therapy.
I'm going places that I can have conversation. I can talk about tech all day. I can talk about me all day.
Yeah.
My children, family. And I'm like, being, again, with the ERGs, picking like APA, for example, Asian Pacific American. Sorry if I missed that. But I wanted to know more. I wanted to know about their culture. I wanted to know, especially members of APA. Were you a first generation Asian Pacific person and stuff like that. And I genuinely wanted to know because I'm first generation Haitian descent. And I wanted to connect that way because, hey, we're both not from the US, and I can have those conversations. We can share foods because I'm a foodie. So I was like, I can always talk to people about food. Yeah. So that's another way that I connect, especially we have food in our hand. You like that? It's a little spicy. Yeah. And then it kind of opens up dialogue. Yeah. I don't like that. Don't get that tip. Go to events that is uncomfortable that you would never go to.
Yeah, literally, it's a form of exposure therapy.
I don't like that word, exposure therapy.
It's real, and then I think it also just helps you realize that it's not that serious. You know,
this is true.
At the end of the day, it's not that serious. If you don't have a great conversation with someone, it's okay. There are so many people in the world, and you know, you'll find your tribe, you'll find your people if you just keep showing up.
I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So as we finish this off, I want to talk about leadership. So for you, what have you learned about leadership from guiding YPN that you think every manager or leader should know?
Ooh. So that is a question out of that. A similar question when I wanted to become the lead of YPN. People feel like it's just isolated to the state of Georgia or Atlanta, the city of Atlanta. And Central Division consists of 7 states or 6 states. And we help the entire team of members. And it's over 2,000 members. So for that question, when I answered, why did I want to become a lead? I wanted to be able to impact everyone. And they were like, everyone? Everyone. And I knew at that point, being in professional development, we had over 2,000. I said, I want to impact every 2,000 from something small to something big. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to listen. So being a leader for me is being able to listen to what is being said and not what you want to hear. Asking open-ended questions, not when I try to send out surveys that's allowed our members to type in an answer instead of fill it in, like multiple choice, because it gives me a true understanding of what is needed instead of what I think is needed or what I need as an individual. And so that was important to me. I said, for me, I realized that my leadership, my direct leadership, they would ask questions that kind of already catered to what they wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
And I wanted to stay clear away from that. And I was like, if it hasn't worked it hasn't been as impactful as it needs to be. And I said, I want to be the difference in that and make a change. So being able to listen, to understand the true need versus listening to actually already say, oh, this is what I know kind of thing.
So good. Great advice. And finally, if every company adopted one practice to make workplaces both feel good and work better, what would you choose?
I'm going to take it overseas. I need a siesta. I need a nap time. I need a nap time. I think my organization currently does a great job at that, providing time to actually have professional development and not the yearly requirements, finish these, learnings and guidelines that change for policies that must be done before X date, allowing the time to actually do something that any individual wants to do that's impactful for them, and the company supports that idea. So have more time, like the 4 to 6 hours or the 4 to 8 hours, maybe increase to 12 hours a month. But I understand that that's complicated. It could be a little challenging because of the business needs. So I can respect that as well.
Yeah. And I know from our conversations, you do try your best to collect metrics and data around all the things so that there is you have some leverage and just some additional information to speak to the value of it. All right.
That is important. So I started off doing that, and I got some pushback, but it was okay because it helped me again bring change. And that change didn't just happen for YPN, it happened for all the other 8 ERGs as well. They're like, if you need it, you have over 2,000 members, the other ERGs need it as well. And I got some people to rally up with me and like be on board with me. But they did believe in what I was doing as well. And it kind of implemented some change. So that was important. Within just a year of being the lead and being a part of YPN, we were able to see over a 12% increase of engagement. And that's just participation in person, online, filling out the surveys. And we did not always have to give away something because a lot of people feel like, oh, they were just engaging because you gave away something. You had free food, you had a prize. No, it was relatable topics that they wanted to participate in, and we got that engagement. And I was like, great. That's it.
That's so good. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for the time today. I'm happy that we got to have this conversation. I'm proud of you for what you're doing. You're a pioneer. You're a pioneer. What you're doing, and I'm sure that everyone under your leadership is very inspired and happy.
I'm inspired by them. Every time I be like, Jen, I'm like, wow, they're like, let's do this. And some of the ideas that they bring is phenomenal. I'm like, I never thought of this. We can do this. I was like, you're going to run it though. Yeah. And I was like, but I'm going to find all the resources that I can to help you achieve this and make it successful.
Yeah. And I think that's where the true power lies, is first listening, but then being an advocate for people, and not just saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but actually showing up. Yes. And doing it and rallying for your people. I mean, that's incredible. So kudos. And thank you everyone for watching another episode of the Leading Well podcast series. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Have a good one.